week, come on to chat again. We find these chats really awkward, actually. We don't particularly like them, do we? Or like filming, but it's really important for us to get our message out there. So today we're talking about teenagers. We're parents of teenagers, so we know what it's like. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But we did a lot of work last year working with teenagers in the local authority, in the local areas, looking at what they want. And we're not just talking about what they want for tea, what they want to do at the weekend. We're talking about like actually what they want to make a difference to their lives, to make them feel happy in their communities, and moving forwards into adulthood and that transition, because those teenage years are really scary and it's a crazy navigating world, all the different things they're going through and feelings and everything like that. And one of the key things that came up through all of the work we did was connection.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I think there's this perceived idea that, we've got to make things online, we've got to do apps, we've got to do this because that's what the young people want. Actually, when we spoke to them, most of the young people didn't want another app, they didn't want another website, they didn't want another platform. They've already got those for what they need them for. They wanted connections with real people, and they wanted relationships and connections that they could trust, that they knew weren't going to disappear. And I think that's really powerful.
Very.
So we listened to them, as we always do. We've passed this information on, and it's really quite exciting because from some of the work that was done last year, we've now seen investments from the council happening in places. So there are actual regular face-to-face drop-ins for people now in random places, even like the swimming pool in Kettering Town Centre. They can rock up after school and go and get help there. And these things have implemented change at a higher level and are continuing to be discussed. But for us, kind of just instills what we do all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you have a lot of one-to-ones that are in the teenage years, shall we say, that come to you, Becky. Do you get that same feeling from them as well when they come to you?
Completely, because they want, if I try to go into a straight singing lesson with them straight away without a check-in, without talking about how their week's been, just so they've got that place where they can offload, talk about what's going on, the singing session wouldn't actually be as productive. They want that check-in in the start. They want to have that person who is completely unbiased, impartial, not associated with anyone else or anything that they're doing, so they can just either vent, get excited, just have that communication, that conversation.
And it's really interesting because obviously as teenage parents ourselves, we see that, and like, as much as you think you know your teenager, you know them as the child they were or whatever as they're growing up, and you have your own thoughts and processes, but they're exploring it themselves. They don't want to upset you, and having that other person they can have that honest chat and rant about their parents too as well sometimes, because not getting heard or seen is so important. So we do build that into everything that we do, but we're trying to encourage others to do that as well, and that it's okay to find that other person to have that connection with, rather than the people that kind of nearby and at home. And they just want a place where they're not judged, they're not all tarred with the same brush. Because what is it most people say about teenagers? It's like, teenagers, that's all they say. And I think they've got this, bad press, and oh my god, there's some kids out there doing some amazing things,
incredible things, but there are kids that are just out there, they're trying to create that community and that connection themselves. I mean, last night I was closing up here, and I was closing up late, and there were a couple of kids who were sitting out in the courtyard here at the Yards, and they saw me looking up and they just got up to go. They had just wanted somewhere quiet to sit down and catch up with each other. So I was like, much appreciated, guys, because they just got up off their own accord, and they were really helpful and they were really lovely.
Yeah.
But other people could walk in and see a group of kids sitting there and go,
or they're up to no good. They just want a space to be.
It completely and utterly.
So on the back of that and hearing that, we have been thinking about creating some sort of space in the future. We're not in the process to do it right now because we've had to put some stepping stones in place to do that. And we've got Sam trained up, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, so do you want to tell them what we've got him trained up as?
So Sam is a qualified youth worker now. He has got his qualification. We've helped him, support him through that and funded it for him. And it's quite cool because he's actually bringing it into Drama Squad. You don't know this because I don't think you've been updated. Lindsay's been away and I've been away. And we're still catching up. But our dynamics in our drama squad have changed this half term, and we've got a wider age range, and it's across the teenage years. And it's now starting to feel more like a youth club within this.
Yeah.
So they've got this kind of theme and idea of drama coming around, but it's leading into so much more at the same time, and it's evolving of its own accord.
And it's really exciting. And the people that are in our drama squad now are all there for very, very different reasons, but it is becoming their safe place to explore themselves and gain confidence, gain a voice.
And talk to other people.
Talk to other people
because they don't necessarily have that outside.
Yeah, they don't want apps. They don't want online. They don't. It's like, I think there's this scope that everybody loves the online space. If you actually speak to people, people aren't interested, and they just see it as another swipe.
Yeah.
And all the information that's important to get to them, they're going to take on board by having a relationship with somebody and having that connection with somebody. So we are hoping, and the plan in the future is to look at getting some funding to have some kind of creative youth space here, moving forward for that 13 to 19 kind of bracket. So yeah, we've listened, we've passed on all the information, we've shared it, we're excited, we keep creating it, and we're excited to see what other things can happen. I suppose our little plea and cry for help is give people a space, give people a chance, give people that chance.
Yeah, don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. Give people and give teenagers a chance to be heard, and you will be very pleasantly surprised about what they are capable of doing.
Very much.
Yeah. So till next time.